Hello, Rick.
Hello.
How are you?
Pretty good. Just dealing with a little bit of stormy weather.
Yeah, that's the drawbacks of being in Florida, I think, sometimes. I
That's
went
right.
there the first time. My uncle took us to my younger sister, my brother, and I down to Disney in 1976. That was the first time I was ever there. And it
Hmm.
rained every day. I'm like, that was the most miserable trip I'd ever been on.
Well,
It
the
was
alternative is
crazy.
worse. We get dry weather and then a hurricane comes.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's crazy. We're going to say hi to some people that are here. Terry Sue, hello. Sandy Blight is here. Really? Okay. Yeah, this is probably an odd mix right here with me and Rick being on the same platform. Because, we do things a little differently, but it's all good because that's what it's about. And Evelyn is here. Hello, friends. Hello, Evelyn. Thomas is here. Hello, this is cool and interesting at the same time. That's
Hmm.
what I'm saying. Linda Flanagan is here. Hello, I can't wait on your channel and mine. Thank you for that, Linda. I always love watching Rick's story. Yeah, and I was just telling him backstage, I have not heard the whole story. I've heard bits and pieces. So we're going to get to that in just a few. And yes, Rick says, thanks for being here. Hello, Cindy and Rick. Hello, Linda. And today is Lynn's birthday. So happy birthday, Lynn. I'm not singing. I ain't singing. And did you get your card yet? Because if not, you'll get it soon. So Rick, I don't know if you want to sing, but I'm not singing.
Milton will probably attack me if I did.
Oh, okay, gotcha. My husband would probably divorce me if I did. So, we don't want that. Brian's here. Thank God. It's Friday. Good evening, everyone, along with Cindy and Rick. Hello. You disappeared Wednesday night, Brian. Disappeared. Hey, Brian. Happy birthday, Lynn. Yep. And Lambs is here. Aren't you a bit early for your live? Not my live, no. Rick's on my channel today. He's on my live. Are we in a parallel universe? Yeah, maybe. Sometimes. Coach Juliet Edens is here. Hello. Terry says, not sure I can handle more changes. I guess we are. Sure looks like it. Yep, they're probably, this is like weird stuff, but it's all good. Everybody's saying hello. Sandy. Aaron is here. Hello, everyone. Always be kind. I absolutely love that name. Hey, hello. Oh, I got it. Rick is on
Yes.
another stream, co-streaming. Yes. Howdy, beautiful Hellraisers. Hellraisers, Josephine. Hail. Hi, Aaron. Makes sense now. Yep. I don't think Rick would ask me on his channel. I don't know.
I can't ask anyone yet. Don't have the capability.
Yeah.
We have to do it the old-fashioned way around here.
That's why. Carnivore Junkie. Hello. Howdy, family. Hello. Welcome. Hello, Goodlin. No slow. Gary is here. Hello, Gary. Dustin is here. Good evening, friends. Hello, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
Karen P is here. Florida Sunshine, another Floridian. Hello, Cindy and Rick. Rick didn't say it was live with Cindy, just live at 6:30. See? Because he didn't want to mention me. I'm just teasing. It's all good. Add your card
It
in my
filled it in
official
automatically,
Hellraiser
I think.
membership. Do what?
I think it filled in the name automatically.
Yeah, I didn't put mine on the thumbnail at all because it's all about the guest when it's on mine, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But I did put your guan on there and your ducks on there and all that stuff for you. Happiest of birthdays. Everybody's saying hello to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Terry Sue says, I just put wings in the oven. This will be a good time killer. There you go. I was there but got busy. Heard you. Okay. See, when you're not talking, Brian, you are missed. You are missed. Carnivore Dan is here. Hello, Dan. Howdy, howdy. Sherry, Nevada Pup. Hello, all. It's what the hailing at my house. Oh, goodness sakes. She lives in Arizona.
Hmm.
Yes, and she said it's hailing at her house. Come on. I've seen that avatar already. Time for a new one. I got confused. I thought Rick going live on his channel for Q&A, which I thought was odd. Nice to see you, Cindy. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's like I said, it's really odd in a way because we're on such opposite, well, not opposite ends of the ketogenic spectrum, but I'm more ketovore than carnivore for sure. I enjoy keto chow. And my story is definitely on my channel. Rick slipped us in the back door like a paid bouncer. And Dustin said, I think Milton is a hail raiser. He's right there. He's like, that's funny. See if anybody new is coming out. Am I spelling it wrong? Oh, so sorry. You're good. You're good. And your sticker is in the mail, Josephine. Yes. All right. I think I've got everybody that's come in, Rick.
All right.
So here we go. Golf ball size hail in Phoenix. Not that big here yet. Wow. That's just weird. And Stacy is here. Hello to all the hail raisers. For those of you that came over from Rick's channel, and I feel like I have to explain this anytime somebody comes in on Fridays. Sherry had sent me a short video a while back about it hailing in Arizona. And I was like, what? And talked about it on my Wednesday live stream that I do with my husband. And Sean Bradley, who's one of my subscribers, he says, what the hell? And it was like, it just started. And then they were like, what are you going to call us? What are you going to call your group? Like Thomas has his riblets and, Dr. Barry's his tribe and Chris Cook in Nashville is his band. And they were like, hail this and hail that. And my sister piped up hail raisers. So it just stuck. So that's where all that comes from. And we just have a blast on Wednesdays. It's just anything goes. We're just talk and it's a lot of fun. But that's where all that comes from. Did Rick fix your husband's cockpit radio yet? What radio? What? What am I? They must have been talking to somebody else because I don't have a cockpit radio. It's like, so has a dope avatar. All right, Dustin. So it reminds me of 90s album cover. All right, so Rick, what I do know is that you started carnivore as a teenager. What led you up to doing that?
It was a combination of things. You wouldn't know it by looking at me now, but back when I was younger, and this is what I looked like back then, I was a very small and skinny kid. I was shorter than the girls and very skinny. So I hated the way that I looked. And I got picked on a lot in junior high, a lot. So the summer that I finished 9th grade, I was getting ready for high school and I was helping my dad build a carport. And when I was up there trying to help him bring some materials, There was a board that was loose. I stepped through it, fell down, hit my left arm on sawhorses and broke it. So there I was, skinny kid, dreading high school because I figured I was going to get wedgies every day and have a miserable time. And
Oh,
then my
no.
arm was broken. So I was just really, really frustrated. Now, the good thing about a broken arm is that it delayed when I had to go to school. The bad thing was, as soon as the doctor said it was okay, I'd have to go to high school. So my
Mhm.
plan was to just get through 10th grade as much as I could at home, take my GED, and get out of school. My grade point average was always pretty low. It was like a C average. I hated school. I thought, well, I'll get a GED, I'll learn a trade, and that'll be the end of it. So my dad was working as aircraft mechanic. My mother was taking classes for her teaching certificate. So I was basically at home by myself. And with the parents away, it's like, well, I got to eat something. And my parents were into that healthy crap, the wheat germ, the vegetables, the juice, all that nasty stuff that tastes like mulch and smells terrible. So I was just really frustrated. Wake up in the morning with oatmeal, and yeah, they'll give me an egg or two once in a while, but it was usually that nasty oatmeal and fruit and maybe some brown sugar if that's what they tried to make it taste better, which only made it worse. So I was just a very frustrated kid, and I thought, well, what can I do? Maybe if I made myself sick, then I wouldn't have to go to school. I could stay home. I could work my way through the year. I could take advantage of the broken arm. It was just something I figured out. Yeah, I could do something to stay out of school. So I thought, well, let me think about the most unhealthy things I can eat. And my parents, they were sort of on that low fat, low cholesterol kick. So they stopped making as many eggs. They cut back on the red meat, said you shouldn't have red meat more than once a week and don't use any fat. So I thought, they're using margarine instead of butter. They're using Crisco instead of lard. They had all this stuff. It was always low fat, no fat, whole
Mhm.
grains, whatever. So I thought, let me do the opposite. What do I like that's unhealthy? I thought, well, how about lots of meat? How about using the fattiest foods? Instead of that low fat cottage cheese, eat the full fat stuff, the full fat yogurt, the butter, whatever. And that was my plan. And how can we make it even more unhealthy? Well, make sure don't cook the burger on that little grill thing where the fat runs off. Cook it in the pan so it's swimming in fat. Cook the eggs in fat. Chicken. Chicken, yeah, my mom did shake and bake, which I hated. And they had that slimy chicken, that arroz con pollo crap, which is disgusting. So I thought, how can I make chicken taste better? I'm going to fry it. I put pork fat, lard into a pan, fried it in that. I use beef fat, whatever. So the idea was make the food as unhealthy as possible and then try to eat as many calories as possible to try to gain some weight. And maybe I would get bigger. Maybe I'd have a heart attack, but at least I wouldn't have to go to high school. And even if I did go to high school, I would put on some weight and I'd probably be big enough where the kids wouldn't bother me. So I figured it was a
Mhm.
win win situation. And that's what I did. That's how the whole carnivore diet started. And I've just pretty much been doing that ever since.
Nice. So you first started just to go around what your parents were doing and just to be a little brat,
Well, if you think
like
about it in
kids
the
do.
80s, teenagers are always rebellious. So if you think about
Yes.
the 80s, what was the 80s? 80s music, 80s fashion. People smoked cigarettes. They took drugs. There was a lot of cocaine here and all that. But I hate cigarettes. I think they're disgusting. I think the people who use drugs are stupid. So I'm not going to do that. So what else could I do? Well, I hated the 80s fashion, so I rebelled. I thought, you know what? Maybe I should go back in time, maybe the 60s. But I thought of the 60s like a hippie movement. I don't like them. So I thought 50s. So I started dressing like the 50s, started wearing the kind of shirts that I wear. I made my hairstyle, the extra greasy, happy days style hairstyle.
I was
It
just
was
gonna say the Fonz.
That's it. So the whole idea was let's go back to the past. So all the things that I like are the things that nobody else likes. 1980s, it was like the whole 80s vibe, which I hated. The 80s cars were ugly, so I went back to the 60s. And it just became my way of life. So not only was I trying to get myself a heart attack, but I was also looking like the old days. Because the problem I had is if I tried to look like everybody else and act like everybody else, I would always get laughed at because I didn't have the money, I didn't have the connections. There was no way that I could fit in with the crowd. If I hung out with the crowd, I'd be the bottom of the barrel. So I thought, let me just pull away from the crowd, do my own thing, and then people would leave me alone. And it actually worked. I didn't get picked on anymore. Everyone just thought I was crazy. They thought I was some kind of mad scientist that would probably blow them up because I also did that too. I did a lot of home chemistry. We had a few explosions and I learned how to weld and I did all kinds of, I used to melt metal and do all these projects. So I was a real wacky kid. Plus I got into electronics, which is what I ended up taking in high school and ended up going to college to learn electrical engineering, although I already knew a lot of it before I went to college. But
Right.
before that, I always hated school. To this day, I don't really like school. But as I got into the whole thing, and I'm not sure if it was a carnivore diet or just the fact that it freed me from trying to be popular because I didn't care. I'd go into school. I didn't care what anybody else was doing. I did my own thing. I was Rick. And what I noticed is that most people avoided me, but there was always that little group of people that thought that I was somebody special. So I got more friends acting as an oddball than I ever did trying to be normal. And that was the other thing that was kind of interesting. I have friends to this day that I knew when I was in high school because the whole lifestyle, it just fit together. And I felt better because I didn't have to think about, well, is this people going to like me for this or that? I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not going to be around that long anyway. I'll be around a few years. One day I'll just stand up and fall over and have chest pains. I'll be like Fred Sanford. Oh, this is a big one. And just drop over and that's it.
Now I'll tell you one point of that. There's one thing that we have in common in the interim. I had very few friends throughout school. I liked school, but I had very few friends. And it was like, okay, I spent a lot of time to myself. Everything good?
Yeah, just got some storm out there, but it looks like the sun's coming out.
There you go.
Weird.
But yeah, that was like whatever. But when you started making friends, because you found who you were and you were happier.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet that broken arm healed fast after big going carnivore.
It actually did. And that was kind of frustrating at first because they said it might be a month before I could go to school. But as soon as I went to the doctor, he's like, you're fine. They did an x-ray and it's healed. Like, what? How can that be? Now, I was thinking, my parents said you have to take the bone meal tablets, the calcium. And yes, I was eating yogurt. I was making yogurt and I ate a lot of cheese. So maybe that's what it was. But I was eating meat, no fruits and vegetables. And because I figured, well, if I did that, maybe it wouldn't heal. But it healed up fine. Now, I still had to wear the sling in school, which was kind of interesting because one kid picked on me. And the first thing I did, I elbowed him with that arm and it didn't break or anything. So I go, well, maybe that's not so bad. But they never put a cast. This was the funny thing. It healed so quickly. When I went to the doctor at first, it was not really totally broken. And then it just healed up. So I still have the sling. I found it when I was cleaning up here. When I do make a video on my history, I'm going to show that. I don't have that many pictures of me when I was younger because we're a very poor family and pictures were expensive. We had a Polaroid camera and we didn't take a lot of pictures. We did have some other pictures like in the late 80s when we got a little bit more money, we took a lot of pictures. But back then it wasn't, to take a picture, you had to go and get it developed. And it was in a process. Now, when I was a young kid and my parents had some money, I have a lot of pictures from when I was born to before I went to school. But then there was this long period of time. I don't have that many pictures. And then over time, I got more. And of course, now with digital cameras, I started getting more pictures after I was like 30 something years old. Then I started getting more pictures. So I do have some of those, but a lot of them, they may be lost on discs. I do have some old discs or they may be in some of the old hard drives. I need to archive that. I even have some old videotapes, which I can't play anymore because I don't have the camera when I first did my YouTube videos. But
Wow.
the reality is, even back then, I wanted to make movies and have friends together. We used to do stuff. If YouTube would have been around back then, or the internet would have been around back then, there would have been a lot of videos with me in it. But it didn't exist. But I had fun. And I got into my car thing. That's where the Charger Mopar comes from. I got the car that I liked, and I started just doing things that I liked. And back then, Miami was still kind of a neat place because although it was developing, we still had a lot of farms around here. Now it's just one big apartment complex. It's a dump. The best thing that could happen to this place would be a Category 5 hurricane because there's really nothing left here. But when I was growing up, there was still a lot of interesting places and a lot of interesting people. And the other thing too is that when I got on the carnivore diet, I became a lot more self-confident, and I used to go out there and talk to some of these wacky people, and I learned a lot from them. When I was younger, my parents were very protective, I guess because I was so small and kind of skinny, but I used to wander around. They'd get mad at
Mhm.
me. But once I got into the carnivore lifestyle, I just didn't care anymore. And Miami was a little dangerous in some places. They did have drug shootouts and stuff. They had one at Dadeland Mall when I was a kid. But most of the people here were pretty good. We had a lot of Southerners here at that time. We had people from other countries like we do now. And I just made a lot of different friends, got to see a lot of places here. And,
Yep.
it just, I went from being sort of like house and school to just all over the place. And my interest kind of changed. And I got pretty much like I am now, the oddball that goes through the trash, builds things, makes things work. That's when it started. It started about, I'd say, 84, somewhere 83, 84 that time. And it just grew from there.
Well, you grew up too. You
Yes, I
weren't
grew up.
this child anymore. And once you become a teenager, it's like you got to try to figure out your life. I raised two boys, that are now in their 40s. And so totally different. Do you have any siblings, or are you the only child?
I'm the only one. My parents were born in 1930 and they got married in the 50s, but for some reason, they couldn't have any kids for 10 years. And I was the
Wow.
one they came up with. And I guess when they had me, they said, well, we better not do this again because this is just way too dangerous.
Oh, no. They probably just couldn't have anymore because it happens. It's like, it's just wild because after raising two boys and seeing my sisters with girls, I'm like, I thank goodness I have boys.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they've been they've been really heck to raise. It's like one was one way, the other one was like my problem child, and it was like, oh. In the
Mm-hmm.
end, they're good. They're good guys, and
That's
I gotta
great.
give them kudos. Yeah, one is not well.
Hmm.
Um, the other one, my younger one, is my baby.
Hmm.
He's 43.
There you go.
My older one is 44. He's got a lot of medical issues. Like he had ulcerative colitis
Oh, wow.
and had most of his colon removed. Now he has
Ooh.
Crohn's. Yeah, and he's had many, many surgeries and on his gut and everything. And
They know what caused it?
no,
No.
and I've sent him, Rick. When I tell you I've sent him carnivore videos to watch, I have sent him so many from people with Crohn's that have been in remission. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, watch them. Just eat meat. Just try it. He said, I'm doing what my doctor tells me to do. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
God,
boy.
that's your first mistake.
That's
Anyway, we'll
terrible.
get some of the chat again. Evelyn said, I made pumpkin sausage soup and jalapeno popper dip yesterday, ate like a queen last night, and then started my fast.
Sounds like duck food.
Golf ball size hail in Phoenix. Yep, I read that.
Get out
And
your clubs.
Stacy said, get out your what?
Get out your clubs.
Yeah,
Golf
start
ball.
hitting them.
Or
Yeah, or that or a baseball bat and just smack. Louis
That's right.
Latino is here. Hello. Well, well,
Hey,
well. And Dustin says to me, you sent a sticker to the land down under. Congrats, Josephine. Yes, Dustin, she became a Hellraiser member Wednesday night. So, yes, that was my appreciation for sure. Wow, my daughter lives in Mesa, Arizona. Nice. Hello, Stacy and Ken. Andy says, hi to howdy, Cindy and Rick. I'm only 8 minutes later. It's good. You're good. Jiffy, hello. Hey, Rick and Cindy, hello. Hi, Stacy and Ken. Hey, Andy. Thomas says, thank you for knowing that, Cindy. I forget what I know, but doesn't that sound funny? I forgot what I know to make you say that comment, but I know what I know. You know what it's like? Okay. I don't have a name for people who hang out with me. I could think of a few, but no.
I have a name for my group as well.
You're going to share?
I call them the Quack Pack. Like
Yep.
the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra and all that. Well, this is the Quack Pack.
Yeah. Cindy, you will be the first stickers in my carnivore book. Thank you, Cindy. You're welcome. Thank you, Josephine. That was big for me. Storm is getting cranky. I switched to my computer that doesn't need to be plugged in, unplugging for safety. Just be safe.
It
I like this
stopped
time
here.
for a live. I'm sorry?
It stopped here. The rain, the sun came out.
It moved to Arizona. It went that way. Juliet said, I like this time for a live. I have school at 8 Eastern Friday nights. Yeah, I do them every Friday at 6:30. Sometimes they last quite a bit. Not quite as long as yours do on Saturday mornings, though, Rick. No.
I've had 12-hour live streams.
I know you have. I don't know how I couldn't. I got too much I got to do.
I got a lot to do too, but it was raining that day, and I figured, well, we'll just keep going.
There you go. Then you don't have anything to do if you work outside, if it's raining, you know.
That's it. Although I could work inside, considering how much junk I have.
So Evelyn's making a suggestion to Dustin to call his people the simpletons. Sandy, Blythe, Gary, haha. Yes, Dustin, hopefully it gets to me. Be proud and let everyone know I got it. It should. It's in a simple envelope with a card, and that's it. So it should. Happy birthday, Lynn. Hope your day is going great. And Dustin says, OMG, Evelyn. I don't know, but I'm not a simpleton, so I don't know about that name. But that was pretty funny. Be safe, Sherry. Yes. Howdy, Andy. Eggy, eggy, eggy. Thanks, Andy. It's been good. And Julie is here. Hi, I just saw this live. Rick, cute pics. Yeah. Hey, Brian. Happy birthday, Lynn.
Milton.
Did you make a keto carnivore cake, Lynn, or maybe a specialty steak for your day? That should be interesting. Kat, is it you, Lynn, birthday? Yes, today is Lynn, 22Q Cat's birthday. Absolutely. So sorry, Cindy, I thought you were the one that called in on Rick's Live asking about if it could fix some old Cessna electronics. Don't mind my onset dementia. Don't say that. That's hard. But no, I've told my husband every Saturday that I actually can tune in on Rick's. I said, one of these days, I'm just going to call in and he's going to be like, what? Hey, Josephine. Hey, Gary's everybody saying hi. What year was this, Rick?
Which?
I don't know. Be specific, Dustin. By the time I get to the chat, it's like, hello.
Yep.
Maybe
well, I was talking
what year
about
did
high
you break
school.
your arm? What year did you start carnivore?
1983. 1983.
There you go. So we covered that. If that was the answer, if that was the question. My, not me. He corrected himself. Yes, Julie. There's a Juliet and there's a Julie. I like it. Thanks, Aaron. I'm too lazy to do anything like that, Evelyn. Yep, that's me, Josephine. Gary, too many concerts. So I take it no slow is Gary?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I don't know everybody's names, so I prefer it that way. Good evening, Jim. Rick is always on somewhere.
That's probably true.
I lost my step counter. It fell out of my pocket. Now you got to keep track in your head. Those 15,000 steps you're doing a day.
Oh,
Try-
probably in the mud somewhere.
Probably. There, Gary is usually on his couch or bed. You're on your couch now, right?
Yeah.
Rick?
That's right.
Oh, sorry, I was listing stuff in my closet. Yep, that's good. You're doing the right thing. Cat Lynn, happy birthday. Enjoy all the beautiful birthday memories. Dancing, 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 dancing. Eggy, eggy, eggy. Thomas watched your live with Dave Mack. Wow, awesome. I have not seen it yet. But yes, Dave is pretty cool to interview and to be interviewed by. Aaron, did
And
you
I was
send the
his first
troops out to
interview.
find- Do what?
I was his first interview.
Many, like 1,300 interviews ago.
I was
Something
the first
like that.
one.
Nice. That's nice. That got him started, Rick.
That's right.
It was either going to scare him or get him started.
Well, the thing is, he approached me, which I don't know why, but I know a lot of people when they first start in the carnivore space, they'll find me for the interview. I guess because they figure, well, we'll get the guy that nobody wants to talk to because it'll be something different, and that might be what it is. And I've been interviewed by a couple of the popular channels, actually a few of them, but it's like a one and done kind of thing. They may have me for a while, and then after that, it's like, nope, that guy's crazy. We got to keep away from him.
Yeah. But it's like I told you, he's staying backstage where he no longer wants to have a heart attack. I said, well, that's good because people do care about you. And, there's that. When I click on a live link, I expect Rick and Papa Carnivore to be present. He didn't show up to a lot of mine. Thank you, Jim. Glad you saw it and liked it. Gary, yes, lately even saw him on Chafee.
I was interviewed by Dr. Chafee almost 3 years ago.
I got to meet him at Hack Your Health last year.
Well, that's where I should be in
Briefly.
November.
I know. I saw that. I will be in Florida in November, but not for Hack Your Health.
Oh.
Hi, everyone. And Max says, hi also. Woof, this is my husband, Brian.
Ah.
He was a Dale Earnhardt fan, which is why the Dale 3, the 8 was the sun. And
okay.
I don't know where the S came from, but it's my husband. He's out there. And Max is our dog, who is 15 years old and mostly blind, hard of hearing. He has an enlarged heart, a heart murmur, all kinds of stuff. He's getting old. So you're 29 now. Yeah, that's it. What, Rick?
My cats seem to live between 18 and 21 years, and they never go to the vet.
Well, he only goes to get his yearly checkups and stuff, and especially now that he's sick. Oh no, Aaron, that looked like an easy step counter. Never know. Might find it, fingers crossed. Yeah, like Rick said, probably in the mud.
Yep.
There's the Sandy. No doubt I've been to more than I should have in my lifetime. Concerts, that is. Last time I looked, I was at 7809. You better get busy. You're only halfway there. Because that's all you know. You'll be excused, though, Aaron, because you work hard. So Lynn says to my husband, hi, Brian, Dale 38, Mr. G Pig. He calls himself my guinea pig. Well, when I do different recipes and he tries them and he's on video when I post my videos, and he's just funny. So if you haven't seen them, Rick, that's what that was about.
Okay.
Thomas loved it. You're great at having people on your lives. Yep. Waiting as I wait. Yeah, I'm going to be on Thomas's one of these days. I don't remember when.
I know he's looking for people for his lives, but I guess people don't
Yeah,
show up.
I am booked on a, let me see if I can find it. October 25th. It's a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll be on with him.
I'll be with him October 4th.
You're going to be on the 4th?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what I did originally, he had me with Aaron, and he says he wanted to interview me one-on-one. So I said, look, when you run out of interviews, just call me. Because people, they go for a while, and then they sort of chicken out. So I said, I'll get me. I'll fill in, and that's what I did.
Well, I just so anybody knows, this wasn't a last-minute fill-in of Rick. I had reached out to him a while ago, and it would have been scheduled a while ago had I gotten some pictures from Mr. Rick. But I got them yesterday.
Oh, yeah. My camera's a disaster.
But the pictures were nice. They were good.
Well, that's when it worked. There's like different pictures, from different time periods. Some recent, couple old ones.
Mm-hmm. It's all good. Because you probably haven't changed much. The older pictures, you haven't changed much anyway. So
no, I look about the same. I mean, again, when I first started carnivore, this is what I look like.
Mm-hmm. That's when you were about 13?
15.
15. Wow. Yep. I have a 16-year-old grandson who plays baseball. He's very thin and tall and lanky, and his doctor told his parents that by the time he's done growing, he could be about 6'5".
Mm-hmm. That's good.
He's pretty tall, really thin.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Josephine says, my daughter loves Rick's heart attack chicken.
That's some good stuff.
So that's just chicken deep fried in lard or
deep fried in lard or
tallow or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon fat.
That's it. Just make sure that it has a lot of saturated fat. That's why it's heart attack chicken.
Yep. Do you just do like the thighs and the legs, or do you do the breasts and everything?
I hate chicken breasts. The only time I use chicken breasts is when I make a pacemaker pizza.
I should have known better.
I'll blend up the chicken breast. I'll blend it up with eggs and cheese and make a crust for a pacemaker pizza.
A pacemaker pizza.
That's right, because you're going to need a pacemaker if you eat enough of them.
Oh my goodness. Terry Sue says to Aaron, I'm at 2,471. It's almost 4 p.m. I won't even tell you all what I'm at because happy birthday, Lynn. Or bike seat, Thomas. And Lynn's talking about Max, because he is seen on our Wednesday lives. I just saw red dot on cell, so someone was on live YouTube. Thank you for that, Julie. I wish I could keep going, but I'm not able to get any more people to interview. Thank goodness for the ones we have. Yep, just keep trying, Thomas. I've got one scheduled for next Friday, and then none for the 2 weeks after that, and then one for the 24th so far this month. And I've been doing these for almost 2 years now, these Friday interviews. I still have a handful of friends from high school. I graduated in 98. I have friends that did not go to school with me that I have had since then as well, 99 and such and onward.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I just spent a lot of time to myself, and it's all good. Now I have a lot of friends. Some I've met, some I haven't, just from being here. It's great. Jerry is here. Hello, everyone. She's eating and at work.
Hmm.
Miss Carnivore in the middle of the forest, Jerry. True that, Gary. It seems pointless to walk. No, you just got to count in your head. I'm telling you. Fred Sanford will be leaving a junk pile behind. Yeah, those were some good TV shows, man. I'm telling you, that's when TV was great.
Yep.
Seriously, all those shows. I think you should have Jerry and Forrest on. She's funny too. Amy told me about her. Didn't know her. She's great. She really is a great person. Happy birthday, Lynn. Hi, Jerry. Howdy, Forest Dweller, Jerry. Like I sent her an email. Yep. Which one? Sanford and Son, Rick wants that truck. Ripple. that was, between the Happy Days and Sanford and Son and All in the Family. And I mean, that was just really fun TV.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. He would have to deal with Esther. She was fun. Yeah, she was. Oh my goodness. She gave him all kinds of hell. Terry Sue, you're a heathen. David, good evening from where in Kentucky? Because I am in Kentucky. Dropping in for a minute, J Bud. Surprise late night live. Yep. Check your message, Brian. Okay. Rick is pretty bad about promoting Miami. If he made a brochure about the mayor, made a brochure, maybe the mayor would help him move.
I would put a sign in Miami. It says future nuclear testing site. Send all your nuclear weapons here for testing. That would be an improvement for this town.
Oh no, that's messed up. Never called the other day. It just simple looks like the invisible Yeti. Gary Sue. Oh yes, they would help him. Yeah, they would. Dustin says, I am his problem child. I don't think so. I don't think so. You're about the ages of my kids. J-Bud's surprise for me too. How with friends will watch a replay, Jeff. Hello, Jeff, and thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Lambs has a question for Rick. The big one or a number 5 hurricane?
Well, I think the number 5 hurricane would be better because then I can make a lot of money afterwards doing all the cleanup.
But the big one, you could still come back and make a lot of money for it.
Well, I don't know. If I have the big one, I'm not going to be around. So I won't get to see.
Yeah, you will. I've seen people come back from having a big heart attack. I know, Dustin. I'm sorry, transitioning to another income earner is harder work. I'll send you my info now. Yep. Dustin. No, I'm stretched pretty thin. I understand totally. Oh, what about problem children? Yeah, of which I am not one. Yes, eat meat, repeat. Yep. That's the majority of what I eat. Not everything, but the majority. Evelyn said when you said her food was duck food, she said, then I'm a duck and happy about it. Love my soup and dip, quack. Rick didn't even know you had a live tonight, as have one tomorrow. Yeah, he's on with me. I invited him to come on my stream where I do the interviews with people. So, yes. Conservative Danker. Hello. Sorry, guys, finishing off a shit. Then I'll be ready. All right. Hello, Jeff. Cindy. That my watchers are ribless. Oh, I got you. I remembered. I remembered.
Quack.
And Lynn said quack pack. Yeah, who is the problem child? No, no. Happy Quack Packer here, said Lamps.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Juliet said, I thought I read conservative D chat wrong, but I didn't. Quack Pack gear would sell. There you
Mm-hmm.
go. You got it. You got to start. You got to sign up, Rick.
Yep. I used to have a bumper sticker I made that said "Duck it,"
Oh,
instead of
no.
but it got a lot of attention.
I
So
bet.
somebody said, "Oh, you want to eat that?" I said, "No, that's duck food. Just duck it."
That would be bad, though. Juliet, I was like, what? Julie says, Cindy, are you the same Cindy with Jerry? So many carnivore, not sure. Thank you. I am the same Cindy. I am not a carnivore, but I've been on a ketogenic way of eating for 5 years tomorrow and have lost 100 pounds that I've maintained for over 3 years. Got off of blood pressure medicines after 50 years on them. Not pre-diabetic anymore. And I feel great. And I'm 67 years old. So I feel pretty good without going carnivore, totally. No more quackers, Rick, now the Quack Pack. Oh, spelled right. Terry said, I got both your channels open. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate that. Tonight, Jerry says, will be wild in the forest. Uh-oh. What's she going to do now? I'm still laughing, Cindy. I'm so immature. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Milton is a cutie. Meow. Yeah, I was thinking I would miss Rick. No, Quack Pack, all good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Katie got a nice sear on it. Yep. Keto simply the best. How about keto simply the best? Now that would explain to us, Evelyn. That's it. Al just checking in from Brunswick, Georgia before I hit the road again. Well, be safe. This is Rick. He's from New Hampshire. He's been down in Florida
Oh.
on his way back home with his grandkids. Gary belly laughing. Hello, Rick. Jim, I just sent Jerry an email. Thank you. Thought I did already, but couldn't find it. Yep, I was going to say, she will respond. CD Carmack, hello, hello. Guess what year we're going into high school and the broken arm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I got it right. That's what he wanted. Rick is a true first carnivore. It's like a great vacation you're having. Enjoy. To Rick. Conservative dinker. It's way worse than I expected. I apologize. I'm going to be in here a while. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good at all. I don't know where my step counter went. I swear it walked off somewhere. Yeah, that's a good one. Rick's first. Rick Dave's first. Awesome.
Yep.
That is awesome.
He hasn't done a follow-up with me, though, but maybe one day.
Mm-hmm. Dave is interviewing me again, Rick, for a follow-up. Good, good. I just was interviewed by Dave last week before, something like that. Cindy, I love the dancing bacon and the egg heart eyes. I've added emojis to my thing. It's funny. Thomas, that would be awesome. On the road again. Rick's channel. Thank you, Evelyn. We're keeping Rick up over here. If anybody has any questions for Rick that you don't already know, Dale Earnhardt and Junior, great drivers for NASCAR. Yeah, my husband was a big fan, but when Dale Earnhardt got killed in the accident, that he had lost all interest in NASCAR. It tore him up. So, you there? How are you? Papa Carnivore is here. Talk about somebody.
Mm-hmm.
See, he never shows up. He rarely shows up on my lives. It's another tall, kooky quack. Yeah. I thought you were the kooky quack, Rick, not another one.
Well, it is a quack pack, so there's a lot of quacks there.
But you're the leader. That's
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
see there? Is he trying to take that title away from you?
Well, he calls himself Quack Jr. He can do that all he wants.
Thomas, maybe get Mitch on your live. He may. That's a story. I asked him to come on my live one time before he had a stroke. I was in one of his chats and I asked him if he would consider coming on a live stream with me. He says, I got to check out your channel first. And that was the last I heard. That was it. Didn't hear another thing. And did you watch my carnivore update video with Dave Mack on his channel, No Carb Life? It was posted yesterday. I thought that was you. I have not watched it.
It was on the member part. I haven't seen it yet.
That's probably why I didn't watch it.
That's it.
Yeah. No, Evelyn, can someone DoorDash me some toast? That sounds like a real problem, dude. Cute little boy, Rick. Yep. Howdy, Papa. Between the two channels, you guys have about 60 watchers. Good.
That's good.
Most of them are probably on his channel. Listen, I didn't see it, Peter. I didn't get a notice. Nope. I just saw, well, like Rick said, for members only. I found a Kellogg's Frosted Flakes box on eBay with all the hidden animals circled on the kids' puzzle on the back of the box. I bid $470 on it for you. There you go, Rick. Hit the like button, friends. Yes. 60, not too bad. At 14 or 15, me and Rick could have rode bikes all day, then go bowling. He was cute. See there?
There you go.
Could you do bacon grease for the heart attack chicken?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hello, Justin. Welcome to the chat. Hello, John. I think that's the first time I've actually seen a picture of you. I don't know if it's been the same or if I just hadn't seen it up that close on my computer. Howdy, John. Conservative. Ken. Hello, Amy. Cindy and Rick tuning in. I'll watch the rest on replay later. Thank you. TV Carmack, Gary, I think I've played that game on the back of the box before. It was cute, Jim. Some girl must have made him mad once or something. Is that a question for Rick? Did you have a girl that made you mad?
No, not that I know of.
That was short and sweet. That was like, no, that's it. I sent you an email with a little something I put together. Dustin did for you.
I will have to check that out.
Thomas, makes me sad Mitch turned you down. You know, he didn't even turn me down. He just ignored it. Does Rick have a favorite YouTuber that he loves to watch? Rick.
Well, no. I watch a bunch of different YouTubers because my motivation on YouTube is a lot different than most people. Most people, they look for the popular videos. I look for the new YouTubers. So what I do, I try to find those that have a similar interest. So there's probably 10 or 12 or whatever favorites, and then everyone's kind of in that tier. But I'd say at this point, probably the favorite would be Russ Mitchell because he's the only one I've met so far. But as I meet more people, they're going to all hit that favorites list.
Russ is great. I've met him at Hack Your Health and Keto Palooza, and yeah, I've met him at several different events.
Russ was the first one to try to help me out and the only one that made the trip to Miami. So, and he's also the main reason why I'm going to the Hack Your Health. So we got to have Russ over there. And then, of course, there's a lot of other people that I like to watch their channel. I mean, I watch Dr. Chafee and Dr. Baker and all the usuals. And then if you see me commenting on a channel or if you see me interviewed, then you know that that's one of my favorites. So you can add yourself to the list.
I am touched.
Anyone that would bring me on their channel has got to be a good person.
That's right. That's right. There's no reason for the animosity in this community because, I mean, I've met a lot of people from going to the different events, and whether you're low carb, keto, ketovore, carnivore, it really shouldn't matter if you found what works for you and you're healthier for it. You know, isn't that everybody's goal? Should
Well,
be.
you know, even though I'm probably the most extreme of the carnivores, you know that I grow fruits and vegetables and I give them away. There's always something fermenting on my countertop. So they could call me the bad guy, but I'm not. I'm
No.
sort of, I got vegan friends. That's
You
how crazy.
there's something to grow something like you say your garden and then just give it away. A lot of people would sell that. That says a lot about who you are, Rick. And regardless of all the shenanigans that goes on in the in your channel and all that, there's a heart in there that people just need to know. And it's like that's who Rick is. And that's what I wanted to get at. That's it.
That's good.
Amy, how is the kookiest carnivore woman in the world? That's Amy.
Milton.
Now, I have a question for you, Rick.
Yeah.
There's a lady that I had her on my channel a couple weeks ago. Her name is Barbara. Her channel is Grandma's Crochet Corner. If you have not watched her, she is going carnivore. And she's very heavy. And she has done so well. It's impressive. She was walking with a walker, could not hardly move, and is out taking walks every day without any assistance. I mean, she's
Really?
got a ways to go, but she does a live stream every night for a few hours. She crochets and talks and addresses the chat while she's doing it. And she's a new channel, but she has already, I think she's been at it a few months, if I'm not mistaken. Dustin, you can correct me because you do all the time. But anyway, she's been at it a little while, and her channel has blossomed. And a lot of it is the crocheting, is that's how she started her channel. But since she's gone carnivore and is talking about it, it's just impressive. I mean, she impresses me. It's like she is really working hard and doing well. So you ought to pop in her channel and say hi. Like I said, she's live every night.
Oh, I have to look for that.
Yes. Grandma's Evelyn, I know she will because she's great moderator. Put Barbara's channel in the chat. Dustin to be on a live with Thomas. Yeah. Still sleeping. She's out. He's out cold.
Oh yeah. Milton loves to be next to me everywhere I go. He follows me.
Yeah, Max would like that too. Well, you don't bring him up on the furniture, but he stays right at our feet all the time. Peters, I just had some of the leftover pork spare ribs I made yesterday. I cooked up a whole rack. So good. Ate with lots of cold butter chunks.
Nice.
Wouldn't that have made the ribs cold? I would have melted that butter on it. Yes. Anybody that I'm planning to go on with Thomas sometime soon. I've popped onto his live before. Yep. We'll be in Miami in December, getting on to the Two Crazy Ketos cruise December 4th. We fly in on the 3rd. Well, you should make a point. Since you'll be there on the 3rd, you're not leaving till the 4th. There you go. You meet Andy and Susan. Hello, Amy, said Brian. Thomas, I have openings on November 22nd and 29th. If you're booked that far out, why are you complaining, dude? You guys, you're filling up your schedule. Don't worry about it. Hi, Evelyn, Andy, Peter, and Brian. This is my sister. watching, was listening in the car. Now she's home. Hello, Deb. She's the one that got me started with keto.
Oh,
For those that don't know, 5 years ago tomorrow,
nice.
and in December. Lynn and Josephine. Yeah, 4 p.m. would be hard for me. I pick up the granddaughter from school at 3:40. Ugh. I remember those days playing taxi cab driver. Hey, whew, it's hard. I'm a cookie carnivore, and I'm darn proud of it. When my husband and I lived in New Hampshire, we had a lot of family living with us, kids and grandkids, and it was always, hey, Mom, can you give me a ride? Or, hey, Mom, can you pick this one up? Or, hey, Mom, can you drop this one off? And I'm like, I started charging, and they quit asking.
When I was a kid, we had bicycles.
Yeah, well, they're not close enough to be able to take a bike to school or whatever. They're bust or whatever. But it was like even, picking up my daughter-in-law from work or taking her to work because she didn't drive at the time. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I finally started charging for the rides to help pay for gas. And, it was like, you weren't going to ask me anymore. We'll work it out. Email me. I had to buy gas. So if I could fill in the days before January 1st, I will be happy. You're fine. Like I said, if you're booked out that far, just relax. You'll get it filled in for sure. Maybe Ken serve a rib thinker. Oh my goodness. Thomas, I might go on with you after my next body scan on Monday after I get the results. If they are good, I'll be happy enough to share part of my story. If bad, well, I won't want to talk about it. The good, the bad, and the ugly is like, it's all part of who we are. I just had a complete abdominal ultrasound yesterday morning, because I was having pains in my stomach. And everything was good.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, they found a little cyst, but they said it's nothing to worry about. I'm like, good, because I'm not going to worry. And that's it. Worry just makes things worse.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, Debbie, I said that because I am the world's worst worrier. Ducket gear would definitely sell. See, you need to sign up for the partnership program and get you some merch out there, Rick. You got some crazy ideas about stuff. You should put it up there.
Yeah,
Thank
maybe
you,
one day
Evelyn.
I'd like to manufacture and sell my famous ceiling tiles and bring them back to the country.
That's not quite what they do. Ducket in this day and age means get under your desk. Yeah, you're not kidding.
That was duck and cover, though.
Cindy, thank you. You look great and always nice on Jerry's channel. Well, thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate that. It's so funny watching Rick listen to all of us talk about the many health conditions we've improved or cured while he chuckles because he's never had any that he knows of because he hasn't been to a doctor. So, he has none that he knows of except the sinus issue. Oh, you're funny.
It's a big one.
Yeah, it's not. Thomas ignored Gary. I told him backstage before we came on, if I haven't had a heart attack yet, and for those that don't know, I have a very high CAC score, extremely high. And I used to let it bother me. And I'm like, no, not gonna. Because I was so stressed about it, it was making me ill. And I'm like, it's not worth it. So if I haven't had a heart attack, he ain't gonna.
Well, I ride a lot of bikes, so I might have a heart attack.
That just means you're healthier and more energetic. And yeah.
Have you ever seen my bike riding videos?
I have. And I'll tell you what, the one where you went and bought the rake,
Yeah.
I was like, he's going to run into something and knock himself right off of his bike.
No, I got just fine. The
I
only
saw
time I had a
that.
miss, I did flip off my bike the last time I hit that oil filter in the field, but that's
Oh,
about
no.
it. Yeah, you
But that
see that one?
getting that rake and having it on the bike across and going through all that stuff, I'm like, man, oh, man.
You should have seen me when I was doing electrical work off of my bike. I had 10-foot conduits and bags of stuff. It was interesting.
God bless. Conserve Danker started it. Yeah, he did. He did. Louisville, Kentucky. Nice. That's about 2 hours from me. Sadly, that's what I was thinking when he said Terry Sue. I think I like Rick's thinking. Yep. Rick is the unicorn of carnivore. Did you see your junior quack on with Dave? I think we've already said that. It was for members only.
Yeah.
So once he puts it out there for everyone, then
Mm-hmm.
it'll be more apt to be seen.
Right.
He's backlogged, so never mind. You're saying he's the unicorny? Oh, good. No, I blame you, Juliet, for bringing it to our attention. Yeah, that, I'm not
Hey,
blaming
Jonathan.
anybody for anything, but Carnivore Muscle, hello. Well, welcome to the chat. It said he doesn't do lives. He only did Juliet's. So he does do them, just ones he chooses.
Mm-mm.
Mitch is not really a people person, it seems. He's not interested in the other small channels. He's more interested in just complaining.
He seemed interested in my channel, though. That's interesting.
Well, that's good. At least he's got that going for him.
Mm-hmm. I even got a sound effect on his channel.
A quack?
That's right.
How did I know? Here, I'm still laughing. My stomach hurts. Oh, man. Peter says hi again. Hello. And so I'm making heart attack chicken tomorrow.
That stuff's great. It's
Gary, you
addictive.
go stand in the corner. Juliet, go stand in the opposite corner. Wow. Sandy is going to put you all in timeout. Waiting for my wings to brown in the oven. I wasn't into making it heart attack way today. Sounds good. Either way, it sounds good. So we have not had dinner yet.
Me either.
Jim. Sandy. CB, was that your cereal box? Oh, no. BK, hello, Belgian Carnival. Hi, Rick. Hi, all. Welcome to the chat. True, Rick, I watched so many different things on YouTube. Carnivore is getting kind of old for some of us who have been doing it for a while, but the newbies need the Carnivore channel. Terry Sue, I hope your scan goes well. Yes. Hope so too. I mean, Rick could sell them at a small price just to help make himself a bit more income to make living a bit easier.
If anybody buys it.
You have got such a following that somebody would buy your merch. Nobody's bought mine, but somebody would buy yours. Yeah, I'm just saying. Rick has bananas.
Got a yard full of them.
There you go.
I had
Jonathan.
somebody requested me to show how to fry a plantain. I'm going to pick some. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it. Show how to make heart attack plantains for the non-carnivores.
There you go. Then you're going to feed them to the ducks after that?
How did you know that? How did you know that? I'll go to the
You weren't
canal.
going to eat them.
Well, I'm not going to eat them, but I'll probably my friend Al will probably want some. That's why I'll make it, and then I'll say, "Hey, you want some plantains?" Because everybody I know loves the plantains. They love plantains fried in lard or tallow.
I see. I've always liked bananas. I've never tried a plantain.
Oh, do you like potatoes?
Potatoes? I used to, yes.
Okay, well, it's the same thing as fried potatoes. It's just better.
That's better.
It's better.
Now, how would you know that if you don't eat them?
Well, because I've tasted them before. I mean, I've eaten them.
Okay.
When I was a kid, we ate a lot. I ate a lot of those chips. They used to sell the plantain chips. We get them
Mhm.
from Winn-Dixie or Grand Union, and then I'd get them in elementary school and junior high. But they got messed up. They started tasting bad when I was in junior high, and I didn't like them anymore. But I found out later they stopped using the old, they used to use lard to cook them. That was the old Cuban way. But they started using, I think it was cottonseed oil, and it tasted awful,
I
absolutely
bet.
awful. And I couldn't stand it. I had no idea. I was just a kid. It's like these things are nasty. Then they had another one called Cheefles, and it was good for a while. And then they started using some vegetable oil. It said soybean oil or something like that. It was bad. It was like when you opened the bag, at first they smelled good. You ate a couple of them, and then it was like you had paint in your mouth. It was just terrible. And what a
Wow.
disappointment.
Now, Amy says, "Hey, Rick, I took my old laptop and installed Ubuntu
Yeah, it's
on it
Linux.
today. It hasn't crashed once. Makes me think Windows 11 is garbage."
There you go. That's all you got to do. That's all I use on my old computers. They run Linux, Linux Mint or Ubuntu or what's the other one? I forget. I got another one. I don't use it much, but yeah, I use those two a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, Sandy talking about Grandma's Crochet Corner. I watch
Hmm,
her. I like her, says Sandy. She's doing well. Yeah, she's less than 3 months in and fully monetized.
hmm,
Her channel just bloomed. I mean, exploded.
hmm,
Tarnation High. Her channel is fun. She's on really late. Yep.
hmm.
And that's her. There's her channel. Thank you, Dustin and Evelyn. Thank you so
Hmm.
much. Starting to hunt thunder here, maybe rain finally out west. When is Barbara on? How late? It's all I can do to get to Jerry's later lives. I'm not sure what time Barbara start, but they're pretty much on at the same time. And then when Jerry goes off, Barbara's still going. I'm not really sure what time Barbara starts though.
Hmm.
So yikes, big thunder. Woo, be safe. Putting out there for the people that is curious. 167 pounds down from top weight, reverse diabetes, heat problems, visceral fat gone, and much, much more. It works if you want it. You know, John, I keep saying you need to come on my channel and tell your story. Lynn, she does an earlier live some nights. She'll take a 30-minute break and then go live again and go into the wee hours of the night. Yep. Hey, John. Cindy, happy you are okay. Thank you so much. I wonder what your cyst is. My issue turned out to be hydrocele of the canal of Nook, which is a rare birth defect. I see a surgeon on Tuesday. I am so sorry. They said it's a benign cyst, nothing to worry about. So, you know, I don't think trying to make something from YouTube is a bad thing. You put work in, pay for the utilities to make it possible, should at least try and break even. Yeah, that's for you, Rick.
Yep,
Cindy,
I
you
can
have a
find
very
a way.
high score, but do you know your injection fraction percent? I do not. I'm not having any more testing done because it's a stressor. As far as that part of my life goes, that's CAC. If it has anything to do with that, I've never even heard of injection fraction percentage. If it's anything to do with that score, nope, nope. Why is it that you have not done something about your sinus condition? Sherry says.
I didn't want to go for that surgery, for the little bit of nuisance that it causes me. Why would I do that? They would have to cut me open, and it's a long story. I just live with it. It's not the end of the world.
What kind of surgery did they want to do?
something up here and in the nose because it's a sort of a genetic thing. And then I had a couple of mishaps when I was younger, got into a fight, and it made it worse. And when I was really young, I used to get terrible sore throats, ear infections. It's all messed up in there. So they wanted to do different surgeries and put some tube in the ear and all that. And I was like, nope. It's just like I have crooked teeth. I didn't want to get them fixed because they want to pull it out and put braces. I'm like, nope. It doesn't hurt. It may look funny. It may be a slight nuisance. I'm not going to do it. And besides, I think there's an advantage because every time I get sick, I get the headache, the sinus. I've never had any respiratory infections. So all in all, just to deal with the nuisance of having to sniffle now and then and avoiding all those other problems, I think it's a good idea. They even want to take my tonsils out at one time because of all the sore throats, but I don't get the sore throats anymore. So I think it's like anything else. There's a trade-off.
You just got to be careful if there's an infection because that you're talking about heart attack killing you, an infection can kill you, and that wouldn't be any fun.
Well, thankfully, I haven't
all.
had an infection, and I've never been on an antibiotic, so I'm doing
Oh,
pretty
you're
good.
lucky. I was on one for 9 months.
Oh,
I had a knee replacement that went bad. I got infected.
Mm.
I was on IV antibiotics for 6 weeks and then oral for 8 months. It was
wow.
bad. But I had a staph infection growing in my leg. It was
Mhm.
either take care of it or I could have lost my leg. So no.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Sherry, Dustin, Dustin had the same question because he doesn't go to the doctor. That's why. Awesome, John. It's amazing that the body would be able to change this much. Doctors told me I was normal, nowhere near normal. Yeah. Okay, but as my recently passed grandfather would say, I'm so very sorry for your loss. Don't worry, be happy. There is legitimate power in positive thinking. We are electrical beings, carry a positive charge plus vibes only. You know, I have a Facebook page for keto support, and on there every morning, unless I forget one day, I put on little positive quotes because the negativity can ruin your life for sure. And trying to stay positive is a good thing. The anxiety the pending test cause is part of our whole medical problem, causes anxiety. Oh, you ain't lying, because I had a lot of it. Ejection fraction is the percentage of blood that is pumped out of the heart's main pumping chamber, the left ventricle, with each heartbeat. The normal ejection fraction, typically 50 to 70%. I don't know, but I do know I was on a heart monitor for 2 weeks. Everything was good. I had an echocardiogram and everything was good. I go back in 2 years to have another one. So I'm going to take that. I'm good, and that's it. I bet most overweight people have high cortisol levels, yet no doctors ever check it. What the heck? What the hell? J Bud, great advice from your grandfather. Yep. Rick, the only way you will have a heart attack while riding a bike will be when the guy looking at his phone starts heading for you with no exit. I made 2 batches of heart attack chicken last night. Nice.
Delicious.
I still need to try your chaffle recipe, Dustin. Jerry Sue, yes, the not knowing about a scan creates anxiety, but you will be okay. Yes, she will. No, yes, great advice for sure. I made that song my ringtone. Don't worry, be happy. Yep. I am avoiding Windows 11. I don't even know what our new computers have. They're still in the box. Brian ordered them. Question. Thought I had today, saw a comment about cravings. How can we distinguish those cravings that our body's letting us know we need something versus just trying to get us to eat off-plan food? I'm going to give that to you, Rick, because I know you don't eat off plan for anything. So,
Well, the only time I get cravings is sometimes when I'm riding my bike by the canal. There's a bunch of iguanas or ducks over there. I start getting those strong cravings. But I don't have the net with me and I don't have the crossbow with me. So by the time I go home to get them, they'll be gone. So the cravings go away very quickly. But I've had serious iguana cravings at times, and sometimes I'll even try to catch them. But so far, they're just too fast for me. But like you said, it's all carnivore food. It's not like I'm going to eat duck food. I mean, I get around duck food and it's the opposite. It's like when you get behind a garbage truck and you have that smell coming out of the garbage truck and you don't feel like eating. Well, that's what happens when people start putting chips and donuts and sandwiches and all this other pizza. That pizza smells like vomit to me. It's nasty. But on the other hand, if you stick a pacemaker pizza in front of me, I'm going to grab that thing and eat it because those are delicious.
now, as far as cravings, my biggest thing is the night eating. And it's just habit. It's just grabbing something at night instead of just ignoring it in that if I go off plan, it's a planned thing. Like I went to a fair, and I've always said if I'm going to go to a festival, which is like once a year, I'm going to get the fried dough or the elephant ear or the funnel cake or whatever it's called. But that's my thing. Yeah, I know, Rick, that definitely wouldn't be yours. But answering Dustin's question, I really don't crave all that crap food. But once a year, I will have it because I want it, not because I crave it or I have to have it. And then it's done. It's like, okay, I'm back on track, right to the next meal, and everything's good. I don't ever beat myself up for anything like that. But I don't really have cravings for the sugary foods overall. I mean, that's like I said, that's not even a craving. That's like I'm going to plan this. I'm going to go to a fair. That's what I'm going to go for, and that's it. God help me if they did that every day, because that would be a bar. Then I wouldn't do it because I have a lot of repercussions from doing that too. So after having had gastric bypass surgery in 2007, I get hypoglycemic episodes if I eat too many carbs.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened after I ate half of one of those and had a ribeye with it. So I had protein with it, but it didn't help. It wasn't enough. So, it's like there's a lot of reasons for me not to go off plan. Amy, what OS did it have originally? Operating system. Got it. Cindy, I'll be sure to tune in on Friday nights. Thank you. Thank you for a fun live stream. Love, Rick. Time to get ready for school. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. You too, Juliet, if you're not already gone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Julie J. Bud, now I am whistling that song. Yeah. Red Hat.
Red Hat Linux.
Linux, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Julie,
Red Hat Linux.
nice. Good vibes. Juliet, have a great evening. Brian, it had Windows 11, which I need for work. Now I got a new Windows machine. I thought I'd wipe the old one and put Linux on it.
Mm-hmm. Smart move.
Now, the computer that I'm on, it has Windows 10 on it. I have never had any issues. It's an HP computer that I've had for years, except Microsoft is not going to, it's not upgradable to 11.
Mm-hmm.
And Microsoft is not going to back this computer up anymore because it doesn't have the capability or whatever. It's too old. I don't know all the techie stuff, but it's
software updates.
Yeah, there you go. Crisis averted, back in business. Big shout out to my neighbors and brother out. I have cravings for carnivore food, but I'm putting weight on. I'm not happy about that. I've put on 20 pounds.
Wish I could put weight on.
Some people's metabolism is kicking, and that's yours.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That's
like
me.
when I first met my husband, he is a type 1 diabetic,
Hmm.
and he has been since he was 2 years old. So he could eat like nobody's business. A lot of the stuff he shouldn't have eaten, but he could put some food away, and he didn't gain an ounce. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what the hell? That's like messed up. Good to see you again, carnivore muscle. Yep. You did that. You said that. It's a nice, relaxing chat. I enjoy it. Rick's is very laid back. I love his nostalgia stuff, music and cars, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make these relaxing. I've had people ask me prior to coming on, are there any questions you want to send me that you might ask me? And I'm like, no, because what I'm asking you to do is tell about your life. You know, you've already lived that life. Why do you need to rehearse it? You know, it's like, it's to me, that's just, I don't know. It's just weird. So I don't. And one person that was on, she got off, we were backstage afterwards, and she said, that was the most fun I've ever had on a live stream. I said, Amy, so the computer you replaced came with Windows 11 originally? Wow. And J Bud is asking you, a deviated septum?
I'm not sure if it was or not. It's been so long, but it could have been.
Julie said, I still have my tonsils too. If sore throat, gargle with salt water. My grandma's remedies were the best. I still have mine. And I'll tell you, I never had strep throat until 2 years ago.
Mm.
I had gotten COVID and had strep at the same time.
Mm.
And that was the only time I ever had COVID and the only time in my life I ever had strep.
Mm.
And it was the worst thing I've ever gone through. Sherry said, the surgery was the best thing I ever did. I sounded like you, but I could not breathe. I would, if you do have an infection, that is what all the congestion is. I would probably say, I would bet you do have an infection. That's what she's saying. So you might want to get it checked out.
Can't
And
afford
yes,
it.
I have watched Russ. I've gone and popped in on the live stream before. One time when Rick wasn't there. And yeah, like I said, I've met him at Keto Palooza and Hack Your Health, and he's just a big teddy bear. He's such a great guy and just fun to be around. Rick got me into carnivore talk, Bob Monday, Russ Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I think I caught one episode of Carnivore Talk. And it was all right. It was pretty nice. It's Friday night. Hi, Rick, Charger, Mopar, Cindy, and chat friends. Scooby the dog.
Yeah, Ellen.
I like that. Hello, by the way. Oh no, thunder and now raining. Hope power doesn't go out. Yikes. Yep. Be safe, Julie. So far, Amy, you've gained 20 pounds since you went carnivore. And yeah, I remember that. Sherry says, hello, friends. Sorry, I've been MIA lately. Been extra busy. Not much YouTube time. I'll catch you on the replay. All right, Sherry, you just be well and hope Jim's good. And I will talk to you soon. Julie, Ellen, hi, sweetie. Cindy just said fried dough and coffee. Nope, I don't do coffee either. Nope. That's another thing we have in common, Rick. I've never
Mm-hmm.
smoked. I hate coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I know the feeling.
no. My husband drinks it. I don't even like the smell of it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, Paul. There, Lynn and Brian. Okay, everyone, time to run to class. Have fun with that. So I got to go thunder, lightning, and pouring, get Gotta get my LED lights and flashlights out. Cindy, Rick, thank you. Thank you, Julie, for being here.
Mm-hmm.
Paul says, hey there, Amy. I was out sort of near you last weekend, had a tournament in Chicago. Paul is, if you're not familiar with him, Defense Whiz. He's a professional sand volleyball player and also a type 1 diabetic that was diagnosed later in life. It's just wild. Pay attention, Amy. I still run Windows 7 Pro, no issue. Wow, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Julie. Brian, I have to update for my job to test software. I'm sure. Stay safe and dry, Julie. Have a good night. Yes. And Rick, you stay dry. I know. I know you said it quit. It quit raining there. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Ellen. So Amy said I gained 10 before carnivore and another 10 since going carnivore. Gotta switch things up. Gotta change things around. Your body gets used to things, I believe, and it's going to hold on to what it wants to. It don't even matter. Tammy Pitark. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. Hey, Rick and Cindy. Hello. Welcome. Scooby the dog. Hi, Brian Dish. How are you tonight? Amy said, I figured going carnivore would help me lose the 10 I gained. He's eating a lot more protein. Sometimes protein can hold that weight on you.
Milton.
Tammy, Ellen. Gotta go. Have a great night. Thank you, Jay Bud. I think we're going to wrap this up. It's already been an hour and a half, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
So anything else that you want to tell us?
Well, if you don't know already, every Saturday morning at 8, I do a live, and they do go on for quite a while. It can be anywhere from 4 hours to 12 hours. I think the lowest I've ever done was 4 hours. And if you want to see more stories about me, there are a lot of interviews out there. All the different things that I've done, all the crazy ideas. And the thing is, you won't see me on really any of the popular, the channels that are sort of marketing focused, where they're trying to direct you into some type of, I don't know, coaching or, get together or whatever. You don't see me there. You only see me on the smaller channels, real people. And I started on YouTube to actually meet people in person. I'm still waiting for that first day when somebody that I don't know already comes up to me and says, hey, Rick, I saw you on YouTube. But in 18 years, it has not happened yet. So when it does, I'll let everybody know.
Have your phone ready. Have your camera ready.
There you go. I try to carry it with me.
Well, the beginning of November, you just have to make your way up to Claremont.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
That's what you got to do. Sherry, yes, that is what I would have thought too, Amy. Yeah, about starting carnivore. Everything's going good, Ellen. Hope the same for you. I'm going to guess that Scooby the dog is Ellen.
Yes, that is Ellen.
See, I'm learning. I'm picking it up. Thank you, Cindy and Rick. I probably won't remember, so if I don't, I'm sorry. Anyway, everybody else, everybody have a great night. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night. And Rick, hang in there for a second. But everybody else, again, thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you on Wednesday with Brian at
tomorrow
6
morning.
p.m.
Tomorrow morning with Rick.
Yeah, Rick, yep. Right. Now, what time do you start, Rick?
8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time every Saturday.
Gotcha. See, half
Except
the time
when
I'm
I'm at
not
Hack Your
showing
Health.
up until like 10.
There you go. Except the weekend of Hack Your Health, and I may be gone for another weekend because they have the big flea market over here. But I always announce ahead of time when I'm not going to be around.
Nice. All righty. And on that note, we are out. Have a great night, everybody.
All right.